Hi, I'm Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap, and we're here today to talk about what real job security looks like in this time of COVID 19, or really what other things you can do to be making sure that you have a sense of security right now. Because these times have certainly shifted our perceptions of what security is. Things that might have felt really certain to us a few months ago probably don't feel that way today, including our jobs, our futures, our finances, right? Things that just probably felt pretty clear. And in a bigger picture of things, this is actually a huge opportunity to see the truth of where our security lies. And that's what today's video is all about. Because and I have gone through this process myself. I will tell you, when things first hit, I got really nervous about my business and what it would mean for my business, and what it would mean for the community at large, and how is this all going to unfold, and kind of wanting to have a crystal ball and see the entire future. And nobody has a crystal ball right now. Nobody knows exactly what the future holds. Your organization hopefully is doing their best to sustain themselves and keep themselves in the game so that they can thrive when things go back to whatever our new normal is. But nobody really knows exactly how this will all unfold over the next 6, 12, 18 months, right? And so where does our security lie if it doesn't lie in knowing what the future looks like with certainty? The reality is that this sense of true security, it cannot be given to you by a crystal ball. It can't be given to you by anyone else. It can't be given to you by your profession or by your employer. True security has to come from inside, from your sense of self, from your personal confidence and your trust in yourself. Might be your trust to figure it out, trust in yourself to make things through, trust in yourself to juggle whatever balls you have to, but there's a sense of innate trust in yourself that gives you that sense of security. And I know that's a hard message, because what I would love to have, and I'm sure you would love to have right now, is this external sense of security, right? Somebody to just tell us everything's going to be okay. And that might mean like knowing that your job is secure from a layoff, or knowing that your company is going to continue to find new revenue streams and keep the doors open. The reality is the only security for you, and this was true before the pandemic hit, but we see it as true now. The only security for you is in the value that you create, and then in your personal confidence that you can create value for an organization. And while it might seem like everything is changing, and there's definitely a lot of uncertainty about what the future looks like, one thing I know for sure is that the need for timeless skills doesn't change. In one of my other videos in this series, I talked about how 80 to 90, I think it might even be more, 80 to 90% of your business analysis skills are going to continue to be the same, and they matter even more right now. So much of what we do as business analysts is what I would consider timeless skills. They added value before the pandemic, they can add value right now, and they will add value when the dust settles and we get to whatever our new version of normal looks like, which we don't know what it is, but we know that those BA skills will continue to add value. So that's a layer of security that we can give to ourselves. So I want to talk about how to take action with this to actually create more what we might think of as more external security for yourself as well. So we're going to talk about what to do if you're employed and if you're unemployed, because it looks a little different in both paths. So if you are employed, what this looks like is be making sure that you are adding value right now to your organization. So where is that change happening in your organization? What are the big problems that need to be solved? So one example that is a quick reframe as well is I've heard from people, that were kind of complaining that their employers are not set up for effectively working from home. It was one of the challenges that got brought up when I started this video series. Now, this is a business continuity problem that needs solving. So instead of complaining about it or setting it up as a challenge or being frustrated that you can't do your work in your normal way, tackle the problem, solve the problem, be the one who takes ownership of that and creates the environment, finds the tools, puts in place the processes so that you can succeed and so that others in your organizations can succeed. In other environments, it could be that a revenue source has dried up or a supply chain is affected, and your organization needs to pivot to replace it. So throw yourself into that problem as well and be part of the solution. And I want to be upfront about this too. Like when I suggest doing this, I'm not suggesting to take this action because it necessarily guarantees that it will keep this specific job secure, right? But what I do know is that when you take that initiative, it gives you more opportunity to expand your experience and to test your skills in new areas. And that will help you gain another job more quickly should you need to do so. This is why it's also a great time to be investing in your own personal and professional development. We have online training at Bridging the Gap if you would like to explore that with us. And on this whole topic of, kind of the reality is that it can though. So it may not save your job, right? But it also can, because I do know BAs who have survived the first round of layoffs in their organization because their work is essential to continuing the business. And I've also seen layoffs create opportunities for BAs to help their companies do more with less. Because when we have less resources, what do we need to be better at? Prioritization, making sure those resources are actually adding value. And again, business analysis fits right in there. And we even had someone share in one of the comments on the videos in this series that they received their very first business analysis job through an internal promotion because of the circumstances that their organization faced with COVID. And their company was facing, some really big staffing issues that put a project at risk. And they were willing to take a chance and mentor somebody internally because they already knew the business and they gave them their chance on their first business analyst role. So there are opportunities. You need to put your opportunity lenses on and look for them. And I will say your employer might not be asking you to do more business analysis right now. And they might not even really immediately see the need for business analysis on these projects. But this is where it's essential for you to position yourself as essential, right? And we have my last video, or one of the recent videos was around the essential nature of business analysis right now. And it really just looks like jumping in, rolling up your sleeves, using your business analysis skills to be a leader on a challenging project right now. Like take action and don't wait to be called on. Okay, so that's if you are employed in a job right now. And that works whether or not you're in a business analyst role because it can lead you to a business analyst role. Now, if you are looking for a BA job and out of work, whether it's due to the pandemic or because you were looking for a job before the pandemic, what you need to work on from a security perspective is your inner confidence that in the value that you added before this all started. You need to feel great about that. You need to feel great about the skills you have, that the skills are relevant, right? Again, those skills are timeless. They are relevant now and they are relevant in the world right now and they are needed. There's somebody that needs you. But you need to get really specific about the value you added and what your skills look like. So reflect on what you did. How did that create value for your organization? Be sure to do a full assessment of all your skills, including your business analysis skills. And then look for ways to, yes, you want to be searching for jobs and finding those opportunities. Yes, things are moving a little bit more slowly right now, but there are still opportunities that are surfacing. So make sure to stay on top of your job search in all the ways that you normally would. And then look out for ways where you can help where you can, even if it's volunteering right now. Because when you volunteer, what happens is it gives you that sense of value and purpose. And you will start to remember things that you forgot that you did when you were on the job, but you see those skills coming up in your volunteer work. And it also gets you kind of out of the rut of not being able to help anyone, which can send you on a negative spiral and into a positive spiral of being purposeful, providing value, and seeing that happen. And from a very practical standpoint, it can also give you job experience to talk about in your next interview. It can give you something to put on the top of your resume as business analysis experience. So it can also help pave the way for your job search as well. Now, what kind of work would be relevant? I mean, when you think about what is happening with local small businesses right now and nonprofits as well, but small businesses need business analysts to help them figure out how to pivot online, and also how to prepare for the onslaught that they might face when things do open up. Where we are in my local area, we've started to open up retail, but we're not quite opening up restaurants. But some restaurants are shifting to carry out, some retail are offering curbside pickup, right? This is a change in business model, and you can help them with their business processes and the technology that they need and all of these things. And there's also in all of this kind of a messy middle, right? Where some of our restaurants are going to be able to open up, but only with with more distancing, so they can't operate at the capacity they operated at before. So helping them think through, what does profitability look like if I can only have half the people in my restaurant, right? This could apply to any business, but any business that has some sort of new constraint that they need to work within, what would that look like? And how can I have in the case of a restaurant, say, how can I have half of those people have carry out, and what would an ideal carry out look like, and how can that work within the ways that we operate as a business? So reach out to a local business owner and offer to help them think through the business decisions that they need to make, because the clearer they make these decisions and the better and the more quickly they make these decisions, the more secure they will feel. And you are going to feel great as well about the assistance that you can provide. And again, you're going to have that work experience that you can put on your resume, speak to in an interview, and perhaps even a few work samples that you can bring. So either way, whether you are employed or unemployed, I will invite you to check out our brand new free workshop. It's called The Quick Start to Success as a Business Analyst. And this walks you through the key skills that you need to be successful as a business analyst. So if you're like, Laura, what skills are you talking about? I address that further in the workshop, along with the opportunities that you have to succeed right now. And in the workshop, I also do make an offer for one of our most popular training programs and courses. It's all online, of course, in case you happen to be ready to take the next step with us and want some structure for how you approach your business analysis effort on any of these projects. You can find that at bridgingthegap.com. There's hyphens in Bridging the Gap/quick. But the key message I really want to leave you here with is that job security is not about keeping things the same. We can't keep things the same. All this current environment has shown us is that we had a false sense of security in the past, that we were allowing our security to be dictated by an external circumstance, an external situation, when really that true security has always come from inside of us. So this makes it a great time to find that true security in the value that you can create for others, because it is out there, it is available, and it is absolutely true of you and your business analysis skills. So please leave me a comment below and let me know how this lands with you. I'd also love to hear what you've done to create a win for your organization in the last few weeks, any opportunities that you found, because when you share a comment like that, it cements it in for you and makes it more real for you. It also inspires others, and it helps others think of things that they also did to add value, and then makes them feel better about their work and more stronger in their security as well. So I definitely invite you to share a comment, celebrate your win, tell us what you're doing to help your organizations get through this pandemic to thrive and survive. And if you could share this message as well with someone who might need to see it, or just on your page, because you never know who needs to see it, I really appreciate that as well. Again, we build our profession one business analyst at a time. I'm Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap, and success starts with you. Thanks so much.